Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Adventure: 2020, episode 49, The God of Evil Descends, Millenniumon. I'm joined by Quinn.
Hi, I'm not lovely this week, what the hell?
Of course you're lovely, I think that goes without saying.
Did this week.
And of course, Evie.
Hello.
And Chloe.
Wow, none of us are lovely this week.
And also me, because I didn't start it off with me. But, and we're all lovely.
We all are.
In case that wasn't clear.
We're all a mess this
We're all
week.
lovely.
We're all going to just misbehave.
I could not think of like a positive thing that wasn't lovely, and I was like, I always say lovely, so I'm going to try something different. And then I just didn't come up with any word, so I just...
It's fine, we did an intro.
And not lovely.
We can be mischievous.
We did an intro.
We're mischievous.
I like that.
Illustrious.
So, I would like to be mischievous, but everyone else can be mischievous.
Okay.
Anyway, so before we get into the show, just housekeeping. I had an update from the internet lords and gods that are above us, and they no longer say 20 weeks. They now are saying July at the latest. So that's
I mean, I
2
thought you were going
months
to say
away.
2022, so...
Oh, I would cry. But also there's a lot of like things going on with NBN. Apparently, like the workers are just like wanting to be paid more, and I'm just like, yes, please pay the workers, because I've been like on the phone with them like every day.
I would like it if the workers
please pay the people who are doing the please pay your workers. And also apparently the NBN modems that people do have just stopped working. So they say July, but now with all this trouble, I'm just thinking about still really hope it's July, but also just pay your workers.
Yep.
Hey, guess what? People who are paid generally do a better job than people who are not paid. So put those things together. Anyway, so there's my internet update. Apparently July is now the thing and not 20 weeks away, which is good. It means that I might have internet when Colin's still running, because there's 16 episodes left. I don't know. Anyway, so without all that out of the way, let's go to talking about this episode. Millenniumon's Gem and Sephirothmon show up with a bunch of Vadermon, and they seem to be doing something with the Cloud Continent. We have Leomon and Lotmon is just sort of like... I think Lotmon's meant to be on Leomon's shoulders, but it just looks like she's just hovering above his nipples, which is kind of weird. And,
also, I just want to back up to the recap, which sort of barely mentions that Tai Chi is allegedly dead.
Yeah, there was a point, like, midway through the episode where you were like, I wonder what Tai Chi's doing during all this, and I just had to remind you. That
I kind of forgot, it's been a week,
exploded.
And the recap just doesn't, mention, oh, by the way, Tai Chi and Agumon are dead. You know, briefly.
It's probably because this episode was really good until, there was any mention of Tai Chi, really.
It's true. Digimon without Tai Chi is a stronger show.
Yeah, basically, please. Just take out the Tai Chi and it's not a bad show. Which is sad, because Tai Chi was great at the start of the show, but decided to not be. Anyway, so Leomon and Lotmon recognize the feeling that they're getting as miasma being released from the Cloud Continent, and then we have Millenniumon's new body nearing completion, which is, so creepy. He's like this resin,
I'm so into that.
And it's kind of... I'm so into it. And it's just so much like...
Yeah, we
and here's
Lilith.
the Evangelion portion of the
it's just
podcast.
Lilith.
Yeah.
It's Lilith. It's just Lilith. It's just it is just Lilith. It's just
Only
the
instead of
animators at this
LCL, we
point
get
are not
Mega
even
Level
pretending.
Digimon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And and the LCL lesbians, and the L stand for lesbians in the end of Evangelion, because they were just I loved that. That was my favorite. There were just some lesbians. And anyway, so that was the Evangelion portion. It's just Lilith. If you're not familiar, Lilith is just
I don't think this episode is gonna be finished with Ava yet, because it just keeps coming.
It unfortunately does.
Okay, it's... When I say the portion of the Evangelion part of the podcast, it's just constant. It's like a portion that keeps on coming up. It's like the portion for this 10-minute segment, or not even.
This entire episode is just whatever we build, we're not very good.
Yeah, basically, it's just like End of Evangelion for kids, I guess.
I mean, there is a bunch
Anyway,
of
yep.
Not this episode.
This episode.
There is less... There's
This is rebuild.
This is the first episode for a long time we haven't had Vor, but we have Evangelion. It's just there's so much Evangelion And if there's not Evangelion, it's Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
It's just every episode is one or the other. And I'm not complaining. It's fine. But it's like, it's not even just like these are accidental similarities anymore. It's not just me being like, haha, this reminds me of Evangelion. Evangelion's an anime too. It's just like, this is
Evangelion. Just Ava.
This is just Ava. Like, I've seen Evangelion.
Yeah.
And, like, at some points, I'm like, the animation quality is the same as not the end of Evangelion, but the Evangelion TV series at the end, which is, like, the last, like, 10 episodes where they just were like, oh, everyone's covering their mouth with their hands when they talk, and also we're going to have everyone having conversations, but they're going to be so far away we can't see their mouths move. So it's just static images because,
There was also some really cool animation in those episodes.
Yeah, they saved their budget.
Yeah.
Whereas
Except
this
for
episode,
when, like,
not so
Garudamon...
much.
Yeah, like, in this episode we had Garudamon and Outlook Kabuterimon dodging from lasers, and by that I mean just sliding in and out of the frame.
Yep.
It's
Oh
funny.
my
It is
god,
just,
the stormtroopers need to stop.
it is funny. Anyway,
I just
so
despise Metal Garurumon and how he
Yeah.
flies. Why are his legs straight down? That's just not
he's
right.
very static. He doesn't like... I mean,
Not aerodynamic.
I guess if you look at a plane, planes don't really move much, so he's kind of moving like a plane.
But he's a
So I
dog!
guess that-
And those
Like
legs
he
aren't
is.
aerodynamic!
We're doing the best traditions of Frontier, where we had roller skate Garurumon.
But
Oh, that
he's
was so good.
flying!
I love roller skate. Roller skate Garurumon's probably my favorite part of Frontier, besides, Pedaledramon.
It just looks
Pedaledramon's
wrong.
my favorite. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, against it. Anyway,
It's the
so we
worst.
see what the rest of the cast are doing, and we have Hikari saying Oni-chan, which is her
A
first,
lot.
like, line in the episode. So that's
Yeah.
great.
We also,
And
Tailmon
Yamato
just says
asks-
Hikari like
Yep.
5 times in a row.
Yep, it's great.
Onisha,
Tired
we
eye.
have
Right.
Yamato
Hikari plays
asking
out.
Gabumon. Oni-chan is just, like, the most said word in this show, I'm pretty sure.
Would
Yep.
not be surprised.
Oh god, I wish that someone could make me a word cloud.
That seems like so much work, but, like, it's just... Like, I'll make you a fake one where it's just, like, Oni-chan, and it's just, like, little itty-bitty words.
There are word cloud generators.
I'm pretty sure Hikari is also there, but because that's been said in the way of, like, light as well as the character's name. And I want to
Hikari
say
of
Hope is
Dawn.
up there too with Kibo. Like, Kibo and Hikari are said, like... Kibo is probably said more times in this show than in the entirety of Danganronpa, and that is a lot. But also Zetsubo is also said a lot in Danganronpa. Anyway, so we have Yamato deciding that it's time to split up the group because the writers can only write about 4 characters at once. And he asks if Gabumon can fight, and then just straight up tells Sora and Koshiro to, like, also
Okay, come on.
help
I
him.
mean, I get it, they can fly and are less damaged than Mimi, but,
Yeah.
he's trying to be the leader, but he didn't get the goggles.
Yeah, it's just weird that he's just chosen these two. And not
I
like,
really
I feel
wish
like
that Hikari would
Padamon's
step up
okay?
and be a leader when her brother dies.
Yeah, which I would really like that, but no, I mean, it's fine. She can crumble. She's still young. Anyway, so Yamato tells Mimi and Takaru and Joe and Hikari to stay put because, as I said before, the writers cannot do that many characters. And we have the Digimon evolving to Metal Garurumon, Kabuterimon, and Birdramon, and then we have Metal Garurumon just being straight up bigger than I could remember him ever being.
They're not good at
he's-
scale.
They're not good at scale at all. And this episode does not have any evolution sequences. They're all very sort of quick. I guess
Kabuterimon
the
gets...
evolution to Garudamon was big. Yeah, the Kabuterimon and Garudamon's evolutions were probably the most we got, but still very quick.
But I was
because
fine
we
with
actually
that.
wanted to show characters.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had stuff
I'm fine
going
with that.
on.
Like, I would have been mad if we had... Also,
Yeah, they needed to make
this is the first time we've actually
croissants.
we had warp evolution, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. We just had
Did we?
Gabumon
That's
just
the first time.
become Metal Garurumon.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
realised that. But we have never had anyone just straight up skip evolutions. It's always been very much like evolving to Garurumon and then to Garurumon, like at least Ultras mode, and then Metal Garurumon. But this is the first time that they've actually skipped evolutions, I'm like 90% sure. And I kind of like that. I'm like, hey, look, we're actually doing a thing. He doesn't say warp evolution. He doesn't say like anything. He just sort of shows
they
up.
just did it.
But that's still fine.
Which is good, honestly. God, we
Anyway,
didn't need the CGI.
No, we didn't, and it's kind of great. Like, I've been kind of annoyed that all of a sudden we're just getting, especially when it's like Yamato or Taichi getting a full evolution sequence, and then all the other characters just show up and they're evolved. That would have really annoyed me in this episode, but I don't think they had enough time to have those full evolutions, and that's fine. This is a positive of the episode. We just decided to skip evolution animations, which is good. I like that. Thumbs up. Well done. You did a thing that wasn't terrible. Meanwhile, we have Hikari begging Komodomon to take her to Taichi, but Joe says that Komodomon is hurt too. And then we have a Griffamon showing up in a fairly body horror and Evangelion way to fight Yamato's group. And then we have Tailmon meanwhile worrying about how they won't stand a chance when Millenniumon actually revives. And I just want to point out, and this is probably my favorite, well, one of my favorite parts of the episode, is that while we have Tailmon being worried and Hikari kind of crying, and we have this shot a lot in this episode, we actually have, like, background noises of the battle going on in the background. We have Griffamon and Metal Gurumon fighting noises in the background, which I feel like this is a new thing, right? Having background noises that aren't just, like, very static and normal. Like, we could actually hear them fight in the background.
The audio design was surprisingly good for an episode that had an awful lot of fireballs thrown at lasers equals explosion.
Yeah, basically. And I really liked that. Like, we had, like, lightning noises because of the black lightning. We had the sound of lasers. We had the sound of Digimon fighting. And it just sort of added to the moments that we saw of the group with Hikari, where we just had these really cool background noises of everything else that's going on at the moment. And it felt really cool. I don't know, I just really liked it. Like, I don't think we've had that much in Digimon before, where we just have almost dynamic audio happening in the background. So, like, thumbs up to that. We have Gomamon asking Joe to let him evolve, and he feels bad because he can't just rest when Taichi and Agumon stayed back for them. Komodomon is able to shake some flowers that he picked up when they were fleeing from Ugendramon, and he does this to cheer up the group, which is just really nice, and I honestly almost chose Komodomon as my favourite character this episode because of this, because it was just
it was pretty
really,
good.
really precious.
The flower thing was a little weird.
I didn't get that that's where the flowers were coming from.
Yeah, I did not either.
Well, I didn't know until the characters said that that's what happened. I think, like, I can't remember who said it, but I think it might have been Tailmon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't put two and two together.
It was very much just like, okay, pretty sure they were running through a desert, but you know, it's a nice thing.
It was very convenient, but all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of this series. Oh, it's very convenient, all right. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of flowers, and there's grass all of a sudden. Whatever,
yeah.
it's fine.
Considering how long they were running through, like, literal desert flora shots in this episode.
I still, at the end of the episode, and we're starting with that now, Mimi starts making a corsage, and I do not know why or what I'm supposed to take away from that.
It's cute, and she's rich, and flowers, I guess.
I think it's supposed to be like, I don't know, she's hopeful that Taichi's still alive so that she can give it to him.
Maybe.
Yeah, like...
I just really liked
I think it's a distraction.
Fair.
That too.
I just really liked the part where Hikari was, like, crying, and Mimi was there with her, and then did not comfort her at all. We went to go do some, talk about the A-plot for a little bit, then came back, and then Mimi is all of a sudden just like,
hug.
Oh my god, sorry, and then just like, immediately hugs, and then looks like surprised about it. Like, oh, that's right, yeah.
I'm here in this.
Why did it take so long to hug?
She does.
I honestly think like Mimi may have been struggling on her, like she was grieving in her own way, and she was trying to
she was
work out what was the best way to come across about this, because like she didn't.
I really wish the dialogue
had
conveyed people's state of mind better.
It kind of does.
It does a
bit.
little.
Like she does say she is thinking to herself like, "Oh, I'm worried too," and I know that like I can't imagine what Hikari's feeling. She does like it. They do give her like 2 sentences about that, and it would have been nice to have more.
Yeah, it's definitely not
But
nothing.
I kind of do like the like. They made her seem like she was struggling to like, I want to like, you know, support Hikari, but I'm also feeling pain. And
Yeah.
she doesn't want to like
maybe
say the wrong thing.
I was
like,
super with her on the, but you have lots of good memories, right? Let's think about those for a minute. And then it was the transition to corsage that felt a little forced.
Yeah, I also feel like
I
the good
liked it.
memories thing is way too soon.
There
It's been,
is that.
an hour.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You should be
on the
happy
other
and
hand-
move on now, and just be glad that you had him.
Well, I think it's more you're on a battlefield. I need you to stop crying so that we can go kill that dude now, please.
I mean,
His
it's
face-
more than what Taichi gave Mimi in the original series, which was just
That's
like,
true.
well, get over it. Let's battle. Let's do the battling now.
Oh, that was Yamato. And
And I thought
Yamato
that was
did the
Taichi
same
in the
thing.
original.
It was some of
They might have
both.
both
swear
done
that
it.
was
They were
Taichi
It
both
was
in
those
the
two
trash.
fighting, and then Mimi just went screw y'all, and Joe went off to help her.
I'm going to go form an army.
I'm gonna go form an
BRB.
army as the pacifist, and also the army does not end up doing much.
And Jay's gonna. And Jay? Joe's. Don't know why I brought up Jay. Joe is going to. Is going to have like a midlife crisis at the age of 12, where he's not sure if
What a
he's on the
mood.
right path in life. Yeah, I'm just like, geez, poor Joe. You poor thing. But anyway, we're talking about this season of Digimon, which at some points is sometimes better than the original. Not a lot,
This
though.
is not one of those points.
Yeah.
I would
This is
say
Anyway,
the first
insane.
probably
so-
5 minutes of the episode are pretty solid. Like there are some good
I
ideas
liked the
here.
middle.
Yeah.
I would like if I
Like,
could
I was-
remember them.
as someone who does not have
I was
much
only here for, like, the
nostalgia
middle.
for Digimon, but really likes Ava, I actually quite liked this episode.
Yeah, I liked this episode. I thought it was fine. Like, I think a lot of my complaints are probably just, like, with complaints about this show in general. Like, I feel like I still could not tell you one thing about Sora that doesn't involve Taichi. She likes football, but also that's with Taichi. Sora, can you have a character? I feel no character from you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Give Sora her
so-
knife.
yeah, just give her a knife, give her golf visor back.
She was so much
Sora,
better.
I
right
can
Anyway.
feel
until
your
she
lack
bought
of
a new
character.
Yeah, that's basically what I was going for there. So Mimi is worried, but she wants to make Hikari feel better and starts making a corsage, which I think we should have just had her build one of those handy dandy bags that she had earlier on the show. That was pretty cool. And then meanwhile, Metal Garurumon and Griffamon are fighting, and Metal Garurumon just gets pushed into the mountain and clearly must have died from that impact because there is like a lot of dust and he's thrown into a mountain, and both Yamato and Metal Garurumon are not dead somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it is the weirdest thing. Like, it looks more like
It's very Dragon Ball.
the Yamato's just not there.
I
It's
forgot
very
that
Dragon
even
Ball, but Yamato
happens.
should be dead. He's like 11.
I mean, the kids should be dead so
Anyway.
many times.
Oh yeah, especially Taichi. Like, Taichi should be dead. And he was, and it was great. And then, you know, spoilers, he comes back and he should not have... Like, I wanted these cowards just to kill a character.
He was dead
Have
for
the character stay
15
dead.
minutes.
Yeah, like, and like, I never thought he would be not dead.
I thought we might
But-
get a second episode of him being gone, but no.
Leomon was dead longer.
Leomon was dead
I had
so
a
much
feeling
longer.
Like, I had a feeling that he'd be back in this episode, but at the end. And I was right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe
so
we'll
we
wait
have
to
Bergermon.
see my buff king briefly.
Oh yeah, he and his nipples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I asked Chi to make me a meme when that happened. I just need the small child talking to 3 bodybuilders meme, but it's Tailmon talking to 3 different Leomon variants.
I like that.
Very
Anyway, so Bergermon evolves to Garudamon and Kabutomon evolves to Alukabutomon, and as I mentioned earlier, hilariously just float off the screen, and then they attack Millenniumon's, like, reviving form. Again, very Evangelion. And then back to Hikari's group. Hikari's crying, and Mimi asks her if she has any fun memories of Taichi. Like birthdays, Christmases, New Year's, etc. And then we get some really cute shots of Taichi and Hikari at, like,
Those are
at this
very
age,
nice,
and then
actually.
as younger kids. They're very nice.
One of them is
And then-
nicely reminiscent of the original movie. The like
Yeah,
prequel.
and they've got the same clothes.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. which I really liked. Like, I really appreciated the
It's clever.
fact they're wearing those clothes. Like, I like that. And there's just some nice shots. I liked the one where they're playing video games together. That was a really cute shot. There's just some really nice shots of them hanging out. And then Mimi says that she likes it when Taichi smiles, and then says that her grandfather has a stern face but is lovely when he smiles, and that she just loves people who smile, and says that her grandfather says that he smiles when he's around people he loves.
Sorry, you'd
And then
be
Mimi
prettier
says
if
that
you
she will
smiled
believe that
more.
Taichi's okay.
I remember the other thing I promised I wouldn't say
Yeah.
on air.
I'm so glad that Mimi went for, hey, Hikari, you should smile more, and went for, like, Taichi's got a nice smile. Like, that comes across better
That's true.
than, like, hey, girl, smile more.
She
No.
like comes right up to the line on that one.
Yeah. And then, so Mimi starts to just say, let's believe that Taichi's okay. And then this motivates everyone, and Hikari wants to make a corsage now. Millenniumon's then revived, but so are Taichi and Wargreymon, because everyone, I don't know, is it like Peter Pan the movie where everyone's just, like, Tinkerbell's, like, dead or something, and they go,
That's
I do believe in fairies.
That's-
And then Taichi just shows up, so, like,
Yeah, they all
headcanon,
clap.
Taichi's a fairy now. And the whole bus clapped.
Yeah, that exact
it-
thing came to mind for me as well. Just like, I do
Yeah, I was
believe in
just thinking,
Taichi. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I got that exact feeling. Like, the whole time I was like, oh, this is just Tinkerbell. Taichi is Tinkerbell now.
Yep.
And so they come back and the episode ends. And then we get the encyclopedia and we're learning about Nohemon. And we have Koshiro again saying something wonderful about how he's fashionable. And he's going to ask Tentomon about fashion. And then next time in the encyclopedia, it's Godramon! Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so
Yay,
excited for
spoilers.
Godramon. Well, it looks like Godramon.
Yeah, it's definitely Godramon, but it also sucks that
definitely
they just
Godramon.
completely spoiled that that's happening next time.
Yeah, which, like, is something I liked about Ponchomon, how that was just, like, that just happened.
Yep.
Like, we never got Encyclopedia, wasn't in the episode title, Ponchomon just happened. The only reason it was spoiled was because I was moving house, looked at my phone, everyone's screaming about Ponchomon on my notifications, so that was a thing.
I really wish that the analyzer would not do spoilers.
Well, it hasn't for Ponchomon. I don't know why they're just not doing that for all
That's
the
what I'm
evolutions.
saying. I just wish that it wouldn't do that. It's a poor
But,
decision.
like, I don't know.
Just like, make it Millenniumon next time.
Yeah, like that
Or
would've
make
been the
it
obvious choice.
Ponchomon. We haven't seen
Or Ponchomon.
We haven't seen Ponchomon in an encyclopedia. We haven't seen, like, I think, a lot of Digimon that we've seen in the show. So we've still got a cast. Why do we have to mention that Godramon's showing up? I mean, I'm keen for Godramon because Godramon was Patamon's original fully evolved form. Godramon debuted like a full 3 months before Seraphimon, so that happened. And I really like Godramon. Send tweet, as the kids say. Alright, so let's discuss this episode. What were our highlights? Okay, I will start.
Okay.
I liked the fact that Mimi is the best.
Yeah,
I like
Mimi
I
was
like
very
when
good.
Mimi does a thing. Gomamon was good. Gomamon wanted to do a thing. Mimi wanted to do a thing. Komodamon wanted to do a thing. I
That
really
was
liked how
there.
Mimi inspired the whole group. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool. I really, really, really liked the background music. Like, that was, like, well, not just music, but the background sound effects. That was great, because it actually made you remember there is a battle going on in the background. And I know the bar is so low, but I feel like that was pretty good. That they acknowledged that things were happening at the same time as these characters were talking. And that was cool. I really liked
for a
the
separation arc.
yeah.
I will give them some points that they actually concentrated on both halves of the group.
Yeah, this was how separation arcs should be done. Like, we're not just like when they first split them up, I was so negative. Like, the start of the episode, I was fairly negative, and then towards the middle, I was just like, this is fine, because they're actually focusing on the cast. As when Yamato said, "Hey, you stay here. I'm going to hang out with Koshiro and Sora and
I
do the
decide
battle."
the teams. Like, not even a who feels like they can come along kind of thing.
Yeah, and not just randomly choose the two that look also as much in pain but magically aren't. That I was ready to be very annoyed at that, because I thought it was just going to be them fighting for 20 minutes and then Taichi showing up. But it wasn't. It was them still fighting, but we also had the other characters talking, and also some grief and trauma happening, which was pretty cool. Like, Hikari, understandably, wasn't okay with her brother possibly being blown up, and I 100% think that Taichi was dead and he was resurrected with the hopes and dreams of the children, because it's Digimon, and that's not even the weirdest thing that would happen, because it's happened in Digimon before, and again, it's also happened in Peter Pan. I don't know how that memory came up. I'm not sure I'm not sure even from the Peter Pan 1. It might be from one of the sequels, because in the 90s, Disney were just like, hey, let's make direct-to-TV.
It was live-action Peter Pan.
Was it? I don't even remember.
And it has, like, the best theme music ever. I
just remember that they do believe in fairies, and then Tinkerbell goes from being dead to being alive, because people have belief. And that's exactly what I got from this episode, was just like, Tinkerbell and Taichi are the same. And maybe Wargreymon too. They're all just fairies or something, because that's what happened. But yeah, I do have highlights of this episode, and the main one is the whole atmosphere, because that sort of Evangelion body horror going on with Millenniumon was kind of cool, and I was completely a fan of that, so we can have more of that, please.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't dislike any of the stuff with Millenniumon. I could have taken or left the Yamato fight, to be honest. It was fine. I wish I felt like Millenniumon had a goal.
Besides
complete
just
destruction of the digital world?
Yeah, but like, be alive is really all I have for Millenniumon, and be evil.
At least, like, we found out that Devimon kind of did have a goal, and it was just, like, turn Angemon evil. Like, that was his whole, that was his end game.
But Millenniumon
and we didn't find that out until
something for thousands of years, and I'm not real clear on what it is or why.
We didn't find out about Devimon's actual goal until 20 episodes after he died. So maybe in episode 66, it's going to come along that Millenniumon actually had a personality and some goals and dreams.
Rio
I don't
shows
know.
up to tell you fulfilled the prophecy.
Also, getting really worried that we have 16 episodes left, and apparently
Next
we are
episode
defeating
is the ultimate
Millenniumon.
battle.
Next episode is the end, apparently.
And also, I'm very, very disenchanted. That's not a word. I was very the sad feels, because the synopsises for next week are out, but also the following week. And the following week is my birthday, and I really would have liked a Rosemon episode for my birthday, but I'm not getting a Rosemon episode for my birthday. I'm just getting, and no spoilers, but the episode where... You know the episode after they defeated Devimon and they were like, where they went off on a boat to the other continent?
You mean the one where they
I'm
fell
worried
out
that
of
this
the
is going to
sky?
be that episode. No, in the original.
Yeah.
To a new continent.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. I'm worried that just by reading that description that's what we're going to have, and I don't want that for my birthday.
But that's
so
good.
Can we have a...
The characters talk. They don't do that in Code.
I don't trust the writers for that, and that was not a good episode in the original adventure.
So your fears are that in a couple of weeks we'll be saying something along the lines of, I'm on a boat, there's whales and shit, it's as real as
it Nice boat.
It's a nice boat.
I don't know. Can we just, like, can Toei go on another hiatus just for a week for my birthday, so we don't have a bad episode of Digimon for my birthday, and I can watch, I don't know, like, playing games or Flower Power or something, and just enjoy Digimon for my birthday? Is that so much to ask?
Please give us a good episode.
I guess so. I don't think an episode that doesn't have Mimi or Palmon in the title, or any focus on Mimi or Palmon in the synopsis, could be a good episode. So yeah.
True,
because the writers like Mimi.
The writers.
It's not me liking Mimi now.
Like Mimi so much.
It's because Mimi's allowed to show emotion.
Well, yes.
Why do they like Sora?
They don't. They just give her the lines that literally anyone else could say.
Yes, which is like what did Sora do this episode besides fly on Garudamon? I think she smiled when Mimi was like giving the speech.
I think she said like Taichi.
Yeah,
maybe.
that was maybe
Something
one
like
of my highlights, is how Mimi crying on a flower just
Sora said
instantly
Taichi.
brightened everyone's face.
It really was a lot.
I liked it.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I don't know why, but I also
got.
got Blackwall Greymon feels in this, because like he had a whole thing about a flower too.
He did.
It's like handshake meme, Mimi, Blackwall Greymon, having crises over flowers, like having some character over this flower. At least this time it makes sense because her
Okay,
thing's kind
but
of like flowers because
Was
of
it a
Palmon.
real flower?
Yep.
Yep.
Moving on.
Like also, side point. At one point in this episode, I was just like, "Is this just like a stealth Rosemont episode?" Like, I was getting like a little
that
bit
would've
too
been too
excited at the
good.
concept of like if this was just like Rosemont showing up and just like slapping Millenniumon in the face, I'd be like,
oh my god!
Or better yet, Bancho
If
Lilymon.
instead of the Crest of Courage at the end, we'd gotten whatever we've decided Mimi's is, and just the Crest of being the lavish
The crest
showed
of
up.
kicking some booty.
Yeah, just
The crest of being better than you. The crest of, like, not giving a frick. Like, that is Mimi's whole thing. Like, just being the crest of queen. I don't know.
Anyway, if instead of Taichi showing up in a column of fire, it had been Rosemon, that would have been the best ending.
I don't think Rosemont
But
would
in
survive
flowers.
a column of fire.
Yeah, I disagree. Rosemon can do anything she wants.
I don't know. Bancho Lilymon probably could. She looks like that she'd just be riding a motorbike through that fire.
That's true. I would prefer Bancho Lilymon to Rosemon, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah, me too. I just dig it. I don't think we're going to be getting Bancho Lilymon in this show, but having said that, did not expect Ponchomon. So literally, the show could pull anything out, and I'd be like, okay. We still have 16 episodes, but we also still have like
Please don't let there
a
be
lot of
bigger
evolutions
bad,
to get through.
but also,
Oh, there will be a bigger bad. Like, what are they gonna
Please
what are
don't
they
have
gonna
us
do for 16
lose for 10
episodes?
episodes, Frontier.
look? I think we're just gonna have a Pokemon show up.
You're probably right, and if so, please,
Oh.
for the love of God, involve Mekumon. Just really
Oh,
pull it
also,
together.
so side note, it's still related somewhat. I was having a shower the other day,
I'm glad.
and that's just the beginning of my story. That's not me just bragging that I had a shower at some point. Yes,
Wow,
Are you impressed? I bathe.
Life out here, showering occasionally.
Yeah, I'm just living a good life, this bougie life of having a shower. Anyway, so I was having a shower, and for some reason I started thinking about Digimon, so
Oh.
that's a bit sad. But anyway, so I was having a shower, thinking about Digimon, and
Getting
as you
hot and
do,
sweaty and thinking
and
about
I was just
Digimon,
thinking,
like you do.
oh no, we're not going down that path. No, none of that.
Anyhow,
No, but I had a little headcanon that, like, Taichi is now, like, in his 30s and is having, like, a bit of, like, a normal, like, adult meltdown of, like, where did I go? I was so much happier as a kid. And this whole, like, Colin series is, like, him just fantasizing about other adventures they could have gone on, and he's kind of a little bit upset that Sora's not his girlfriend.
This quarter
And-
crisis.
but he
like-
also still doesn't
and-
know
and-
anything about Sora.
Yeah, besides she liked football,
Mhm.
so he's not giving her a character because he's kind of a little bit mad, and he kind of has Yamato off doing nothing for like 20 episodes because he's also a little bit better. But this, and that was what I thought about in the shower. Like, what if this is just like a depressed Taichi's like fantasies about other adventures they could have gone on when they were 10?
That'd be
I'm not
quite the
allowed to
reveal
shower
in the last
anymore.
few episodes.
That'd be pretty great. I'm still hoping for Rio to show up and explain that they solved the ultimate crisis from Original Adventure or whatever.
Yeah, look, I'm still hoping for one, Rio to show up. Two, also V-Tamer Taichi just show up and punch this Taichi in the face. Like, you're terrible.
That'd be very good.
Stop riding your Digimon into battle, you dumbo. Anyway, we were talking about highlights at some point, so did anyone have any other highlights? Because I had a lot of highlights in this episode because I just actually liked this episode. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't the best episode in this show by a long shot, but I still liked...
It was a real
I liked
roller
bits of this
coaster for me.
episode.
There were definitely moments that had me really enjoying the episode, but I think on the whole I'm kind of left with a bad taste in my mouth from it.
Yeah.
That's every
Same.
episode, though.
This more than most.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, as when Taichi showed up, I just kind of just almost ignored that part. Like, I just kind of chopped that part out of the episode in my memory.
Yeah.
So it just
on the
kind
other
of was
hand,
on
we
until, like...
literally had anytime Taichi's not on screen, I need everybody to be asking, "Where's Taichi?"
Mhm.
Yeah, which I feel like that's something we say every week because that is
Yeah,
what
but
happens.
that literally happened.
Yeah, that did happen.
His home
So
planet
any other
needs
highlights
him.
or just me, like, just me not hating things?
Some of the missile attacks from Metal Garurumon looks cool.
Yeah, I liked when Metal Gurumon showed up to also fight Millenniumon because, like, Griffamon died off screen, by the way. Unless I missed it.
got,
No,
blown
there was an explosion of data that you could see from Yamato's face, but
it was very quick.
It was a cool guys don't look at explosions, but of your enemy's corpse exploding.
Yeah. Like
Cool
all over
animators
his
don't
face.
animate explosions.
It's a little cliche, but I did think that some of the flower shots were pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I love the flower shots. They're very good at animating nature in the show. Like
Yeah.
with all the Mimi episodes have been pretty well done with all the grass and flowers and fauna and stuff. No, flora. Flora's the flowers, which would make sense, and fauna's the animals. I learn things.
I do not, in fact,
I have brain.
research
I do
fauna.
things. That's some weird vor. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
what's there any
Week,
vor?
Black Vorgreymon.
Oh.
there was no vor.
Yeah, I
We
can't
weren't
think of
doing
any
vor
There
this
was
week.
no Vor, and I still didn't like it. I don't know.
Which has got to be a first for like 20 episodes that we haven't had any vor.
It's true.
It's been a hot minute.
Like we've been voring since we ate Taichi like 25 episodes ago.
Yeah, let's see.
Because I'm fairly certain
It was
the
all
episode.
Taichi's fault. When
like-
Taichi's finally gone for an episode, no more war.
It's true.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Taichi's into vor. Well, that's not really a spoiler. Everyone already knew that.
The rest of the
anyway,
series has
so-
been a dream. Has been Taichi's death dreams as he got vored the first time.
Oh no.
Which is where it just
Or
included
maybe
the
he's
line,
still.
I don't know why I'm okay.
Yeah, maybe Devimon is still he is still inside Devimon at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh.
Ew.
Yeah. This is just a vor coma. Anyway, we'll probably stop this discussion now. Do we have any other
Vor coma.
highlights?
You know, like you have a Vorkoma.
Or we're just moving on to lowlights because I'm pretty sure the word vor coma now and like leaving my mouth twice now
I don't know
has
if
to
we
be a
can do
low
anything
light for
other
me
than
this week.
lowlights
It's
next.
certainly a low light for all of the listeners.
Yeah.
The
I don't think we
honestly,
yet have
like,
a podcast where people listen to our podcast and then talk about it, but I'm just saying we could.
yeah. Look, if like I knew that vor would come up this much, I would have definitely counted how many times we say the word vor in this podcast. Like I want a vor supercut, which is just us saying the word vor, but also like no one knew that there'd be this much vor. I think in episode 3 there was just like Pyomon said, "Hey, that Digimon wanted to eat us," and we were like, "Ha ha ha, vor! Wouldn't that be a concept?" And then the show just kept on running with that. Like they're like, "Ha ha ha! Tune in next
It
week
was
because who are we gonna eat this
extraordinarily
time?"
Bunky's
And
fault.
Clearly, the writers
There was just
watched
too much
the podcast and were like, you know what? They're onto something.
You know what? After that week, they went off the air for a while, and you don't know.
Could
they
be.
just rewrote it because they're like, "Hey, they want vor, do
We're
they?"
giving the people what they want.
We're still not talking about lowlights of this episode. We just started to talk about vor again. I just want to make that clear.
I want to be clear that the vor is very much a low light, even when it's not around.
Yeah, because then you're like, "Where's the vor?" Which is a sentence I never wanted to say in my entire life, but now this
So
show
low
has made
lights
me say
in
that
this
word
episode
or
that don't
sentence.
involve that one particular word. I, for instance, did not like that Taichi was in it.
True.
Even
Just
though
let
I
it be
kind
dead
of get why
for
they
a full
did it.
episode.
Oh, yeah. Even though I kind of get why they did it, it made me so frustrated that Mimi didn't just, go up and hug Hikari for so long.
There was like a solid minute of Mimi just not helping, and also everybody else just watched the entire thing.
And I was just like, yo, y'all
Y'all are
hug
terrible.
the team baby sister. Come on.
There needed to be some words here. There needed to be some like inner monologue from Mimi about what she was feeling.
Yeah, just I needed something, or I don't
You
know.
didn't get
for
much from
Mimi to
Hikari
express some
either.
feelings of her own, like
What we got from Hikari was Oni-chan.
yeah, like
Yeah, well,
And that was it.
to be honest, I get that. Like if
Taichi died,
if
and we
someone
can't
I
pass the
loved or
Bechdel
someone in my
test.
like no, if somebody did die that I knew or I thought they might have died, I think I would also probably not be able to say much. So I'm not going to hound them on that. But I feel like
I wish Hikari
There
had
could have
ever
still
been
been
able
more-
to say much.
yeah, she has said Tailmon a lot.
Yeah. Tailmon certainly said
Yeah.
Hikari a lot.
Tailmon just said
And-
Hikari like 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm. That was the entirety
I'm
of
pretty
the
sure that's all
dialogue.
she
It was
said.
great.
Yeah.
I know, Telmon said, I'll believe too.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
everyone said
Probably.
that though. That was just like something everyone said because they believe in fairies. Do we have any other lowlights?
This
Nothing
whole episode is
specific.
cheapened by Taichi's return.
The
Yeah.
combat
I mean,
was
we knew that he was going to
pretty
come
eh.
back.
Yeah.
We did.
So it was
we still
already
shouldn't have.
cheapened
It
and then
was-
cheapened further.
Look, it was still better than Leomon showing up and just saying, "I survived somehow." Like
I
at least,
disagree.
like we still haven't. We don't know how Taichi survived, but it's got to be better than just like, "Oh, I
I-
survived somehow," or just like,
we're
"Oh,
totally
I was
gonna
forward
get
boss. I don't
survived
remember."
somehow. We're absolutely gonna get that because I don't know.
Oh, I just
The best thing we can possibly
I-
get is that he was in a dark place and then Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2 accidentally summoned him out.
or just like Sora from Digimon Adventure summoned him out.
Well, Sora from Digimon
Dressed as
Adventure
Sora.
obviously wasn't involved.
No, it's Sora from Digimon Adventure dressed as Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
There you
Oh,
go.
that would be too good. Please, someone.
They both sort of have Kari, but one's like Kairi, right? I don't know, I've not played Kingdom Hearts.
No, you're not wrong.
I bought it on PS4.
You should definitely play it sometime because it's pretty good, except for the first one has the best story but the worst gameplay.
That happens with so many games.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't really have that many lowlights because I didn't mind this episode. Yay. It had problems. They always have problems, and I really, really would like to learn something about Sora,
Yeah.
but at least Mimi was here.
All of the
Any-
grief
yep.
had literally no weight when you take into account the intro, where it's just 90% Taichi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the intro. Remember when we thought that the intro animation might evolve?
Yeah. I mean that was part of it. Is I had they spent a full minute of video of Taichi, then they did a recap that didn't mention Taichi was gone, and then we just spent the entire episode talking about Taichi.
Mm-hmm.
And it just
Yep.
God, I wish we could have let anyone else do something.
It's always them doing something though.
Hikari
only
has
reason
never
this
really done
episode-
anything of her own like specific volition. She's
The
been
only reason...
around people and said things, but anyway, I'll let Evie talk.
Yeah, just saying, like, the only reason this episode had any emotional impact was because of my own personal experiences with grief.
Oh,
Without those, this episode would just be like, Taichi's coming back. Why are they so sad? You're just wasting our time.
I wish they had like the courage to like no pun intended, but the courage to actually just straight up kill Taichi.
Or at least give
Yeah.
me like some amount of suspense about it.
Yeah.
Like, give me a few episodes of him being gone. Let the characters think he's gone and then adjust to it. Let the group dynamic change and then bring him back and, like, have that be a thing. But because we did the whole thing in 20 minutes, nobody learned or grew from it. Taichi just was gone for a little while, probably on that one particular spot on Cloud Continent.
Yeah.
Or, like, just the
He
whole
got blown
thing
to
of
the
them
moon.
deciding, oh, we're just gonna believe he's not dead.
Yeah.
Just, that's not how grief works. That usually just makes it, I don't know,
So
there's
much
just no
worse.
weight at all.
Yeah, don't tell children to just believe that their dead relatives are gonna come back.
Yeah.
They're in the denial phase. There was no anger, there was no bargaining.
I mean,
There's maybe
we
a
don't-
tiny
none
bit
of
of
those
depression.
are real, but let's move on from that.
They also
Yeah.
Well,
Ba-
I think
basically,
maybe
it just didn't land.
Yamato had anger, but that's basically all he seems to feel.
No, Yamato had, I'm just gonna carry on, because we have to.
Yeah, he
Which is what he did in the original series.
Yeah,
They were each a stage of grief.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Sora,
think so.
the stage of being silent.
No, Sora, the stage of like pounding, just not existing.
Uh-huh.
This
Any
episode
other
bad.
lowlights?
Oh, Metal Gurumon's legs? I hate them. They are the worst thing.
Yes.
They should not be there when he's flying.
I
Animate your
I want them
Digimon.
to go. No,
and
no. Look, I would love if his legs went inside his body, like when a plane is taking off
Uh-huh.
and the wheels like go inside
yeah,
their body.
Just,
So
yeah, have him do something with them.
They do just
like
kind of hang
I just
out.
would love, just give me a Metal Gurumon without like legs, and just have it flying, and then like when he lands, the legs just pop out.
Every time I see him flying
I want
with
that.
his legs just sticking straight down, I get this visceral mental image of it's the Stonks meme, except It's the same face, except it's just aerodynamic instead of stonks.
I like that.
Oh, I have one more highlight, which is that when the recap was happening and they showed me a Mugendramon without arms, I found it very, very funny because I had forgotten about Mugendramon losing his arms.
That was
Yeah,
funny.
Mugendramon without arms is hilarious. It's just
really
a torso, a
non-threatening.
robo-torso. Also, still, why did Taichi not just... I mean, I'm sure this is how they survived, but, like, just jump off?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
I assume that's
I'm
what they did.
sure
Like,
that
I think
did.
they just got crated into the ground.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, Taichi, how'd you survive that? And he's like, I literally just jumped off, and I've been standing here the entire
Yeah, it
time
was
watching you fight, because it's been really funny.
No, I just, like, needed 10 minutes to chill, because did you see how far I fell? I needed a minute to walk it off, okay?
Yeah. Or just like, he just remembered being bored, and he had to take a moment. Anyway, it's time to move on to the next topic of discussion because I mentioned Vor again. So, who were our favourite characters? Mine will not shock you because it was Mimi. I really liked Mimi. Evie, who was your favourite?
I have no favourite.
You have to pick one.
Griffonmon,
That is fair. I do like that Griffamon exists.
which is a cool design.
Uh,
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
get to
I've
mention it
always
in my
loved Griffonmon.
lowlights, but the first thing Millenniumon does is T-pose for dominance, and I hate it.
yeah, we did forget that, but it did happen. But also very Evangelion.
Why is
Like,
it
how
so
many times has
Evangelion?
an Evangelion? Because Evangelions like to T-pose for dominance.
They do.
They kind of do it a lot. And Quinn, who was your favourite?
Lilith?
God damn it. It's like the third week in a
Can I
row you've
just write
stolen mine
Millennium
right before I could
I'm
say
so
it.
sorry.
Okay, so Chloe, are you also choosing Lilith?
I was gonna say Millennium Mon, aka Lilith, yeah.
Okay, well that's fair.
Quinn stole the
I'm
joke.
Sorry, we both came up with the same joke.
It's a good joke.
It
to
is
be
a
fair.
pretty
Like,
okay
it's
joke,
very
I think.
Lilith.
In fairness, I almost said the Lance of Longinus. Would you prefer I switch to that?
There wasn't one.
Exactly.
There was no Lance though.
Yeah.
There should have been. Could have made this whole
Anyway.
episode easier.
So for rating, I gave this episode a 4. I really did like this episode. There were problems. It's not perfect, but I really liked the atmosphere. I think that Mimi's speech definitely saved this episode. If we didn't have the Mimi speech, it probably would have been maybe a 2.5, maybe a 3. But the Mimi speech and the sound effects and the whole atmosphere of this episode, Millenniumon being Lilith, that was pretty cool. Millenniumon showing up was really cool. I like Millenniumon's design. There were just a lot I liked about this episode, so I gave it a 4 because I liked this episode. It was fine. I really did like it. It had a lot of stuff that spoke to me. Evie, what are you giving this episode?
As I was watching, it started at a 4, and then towards the end it went down to 3, and then before we recorded it went down to 2, and now it's down to like 1.5. So I'm going to give it
Jeez,
1.5.
Oh!
Oof.
That's
Wow.
a surprise. Quinn, what are you giving the episode?
A 2.
Okie dokie. And Chloe?
I was gonna say a 3.
The divisive
That's
episode.
fair. So putting our three of our results together gave us a 7.5, which I don't think we've given a 7. Oh, we have given 7.5s before, just not for a while. So episode 19 and 20 were 7.5s, and those were How Juoken was episode 19, and 20 was the 7th one, Awakens. I think this episode was better than those. What do y'all think?
I would probably agree with that.
Evie?
This is my second lowest rated episode, so it goes below pretty much anything else for me.
Okay, so 2 of us think it's above, and 1 of us thinks below.
Put it in the
I
middle?
might put it above. Yeah, between 19 and 20. Yeah, I can do that. So I will put it. So that puts it in 43rd place. In terms of my ranking, I put it in 18th place. So it was between episode 46, The Sword of Hope, and above episode 17, The Battle in Tokyo against Orochimon. Evie, where did you put this episode in your ranking?
This goes in 48th place.
Okie dokie, so...
The only one below it
We're
is
putting-
the War Greymon
Yep.
Digivolution episode.
Okie dokie. And Quinn, where's this going in your ranking?
Fairly close to there. I'm gonna put it in third from the end. I don't think this was as bad as episode 18.
Wait, so third from the bottom, but worse than episode 18?
Yeah, right below 18.
'cause-
Should be then
Okay.
2. Yeah.
So episode 49, episode 25, and episode 30
Yeah.
are below.
Correct.
Okie dokie. So that is now up to date.
Alrighty.
And now, do we have any miscellaneous thoughts before we move on to questions and comments from YouTube?
This episode is emotionally exploitative, and I dislike it.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
anything
just
else?
wasn't a lot of substance, and
That's fair. Alright, so with our questions and comments from YouTube, Child Emperor says that Koshiro is super adorable, how he sits down with his computer, and yeah, I've always liked that, like, all little shots with him on his computer, it's very cute. I like how he's always doing that. Next, we have Ritza21, who says this was a very epic battle with the legendary Dark Master. This Machinedramon was a beast. And I'm like, I think he died quicker than in the original series, which is sad because I love Mugendramon. He's probably my favourite Dark Master, just because I'm a very simple man. I see big robot and I go brrr. I like the big robot dog. He's cool.
he also like had a whole
Next we
city
have-
and did some cool like tactical things and had kind of a master planner vibe in a way that this one just attacked things.
Yeah, this one did not really have a personality. Like, he was not like a character. He just kind of was a robot. He was being controlled by somebody. And it wasn't Jedi this time, hopefully. Next, we have Seth, who says, his Jesus was busy. Lol, lol, this is truly the pod that keeps on giving. Also, maybe random, but they would love to hear Well, I said Y'all because that's what they wrote, but then I changed it to Owl because it's like our all. So
Anyhow.
our all. Owl. I'm
Us?
just saying the word owl now. And us wants to hear how if we were each showrunners of a new Digimon series, what kind of characters, themes, plot lines do you focus on? I would love to see a series where they're not chosen children but chosen adults, and they have to like navigate their adult lives with also saving the digital world. Like, they have like, I don't know.
I would
Give
like
me,
to
like,
see an anime
one
starring
of the-
college students.
I mean, that's what we kind of get in, like, I mean, it's not an anime, but with, like, Survive and Rearise, they're, like, kind of a little bit older. I want just, like, adults with, like, personal lives and professional lives, and also the digital lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they've got, like, a partner and child, but they also have to save the digital world, and their toddler keeps on, like, playing with the Digivice, and keeps on, like, opening the Digiport. I don't know. I mean, I'm fairly certain that happened in Sabers, and they just opened a Digiport and lost their child. That happened. So maybe not that, because that was just bad parenting. But give me something that's like, give me some adults who are like the chosen adults, and they're just like, they have lives, they've got like a job, but they also have to save the digital world, and their Digimon just keeps on coming to work and like eating their books or something. I don't know. Give me something like that. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
I would. The thing that I have always pitched, and I guess what I was trying to get at here was I want a slice of life anime where Digimon partners exist. Maybe sometimes there's combat, but by and large, like, I don't need a grand epic story. Just like, give me.
You want Digimon Angelic Days, like the Angelic Days Evangelion spin-off, where it's just like, yeah, there was still some robot fights, but mostly it was a slice of life, and also Ray's hyperactive now.
Yeah, some of that. Like, give me that kind of vibe, and just, I don't know, I find it really weird, as sexualized as the entire anime industry is, that none of the characters can be older than 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at least if you're gonna zoom in on a girl's ass, let her be 22, so I don't feel like, the worst person in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
And just,
It's okay. She's 100-year-old dragon that just looks like a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Doesn't
yeah.
help. Doesn't help.
And yeah, just like,
Still
I
weird.
want a universe where, like, Digimon are not totally unknown. Maybe not everybody has one, but somebody coming to class with a Digimon doesn't require, a massive explanation. I don't know.
Give me My Hero Academia, but they've got Digimon instead.
I have only ever seen, like,
And they
the
have to
first
go to, like,
episode of that. That
Digidestined
sounds
school.
about right.
Yeah. Any other dream shows?
Frontier reboot, but good.
If I remade Digimon, I would just make it fully into Ava, I think.
Oh no.
Just make it a crossover.
Yeah.
In order
Like,
to
no,
be a
just make it
chosen
like-
child, we have to kill your mom.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, so what
No,
are the
no.
odds that
Oh, no,
Agumon
and-
contains any of Taichi's mom?
Oh, that's why
Yeah,
it contains Taichi's cognitive abilities.
Yeah, oh, that's what I was thinking about. The dead mum is the Digimon.
Yeah.
And also the love interest.
It just... We didn't have to kill their moms, we just took their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out fine for Asuka's
Yeah.
mom.
Why not watch Digimon? We've got Taichi's mom, Taichi's mom, Taichi's mom, and Taichi's mom.
But also no personality in Colin. She's just there. She doesn't think she has kids anymore.
Yep.
Anyway, that was a really
Hikari?
fun question.
Yeah.
I liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was good.
It's sad that it's not as good as any Digimon series will ever have.
Yep.
Next up, we have Little Red Riding Hood, who says that trans TK is their new favourite headcanon ever since the episode with the Lilymon cheerleader outfits. They'd love to see 02-star TK, but with her being a trans girl, maybe Patamon could digivolve into lovely Angemon from Rearise. Yes, that'd be very cool.
Yeah.
And they would really like to see that. And I'm like, yes, I would like to see that. Like, another thing, like, it's never happening because I know that Japan's not good on, like,
Any of this.
LGBT
Yeah.
issues or anything, but also a Digimon series where there are trans characters, that would be, like...
Sick.
Don't even have to make it a focus. Just have like a character be trans and just make it like a very soft, like, oh yeah, they're trans. That'd be cool. Because otherwise you just have me saying Daisuke's trans, this character's trans, this character's gay. Just me pointing at these characters and like, boom, magic, you're all trans. Just give some actual canon trans people, but honestly, don't expect it because Japan's not good with that kind of thing. And we've ranted about Persona before, so. Anyway, we have Living My Dream 242, who says that they remember watching Digimon way back in the day and saying how this has super nostalgic vibes for them. So thank you, I'm glad we're able to give that. And then lastly, we have Christopher, who says that, so we've finally made it to the endgame final boss fight, and it's time for a Digimiracle and power-ups, and how the last episode was all action and plot heavy and everyone putting in work, but Ty and Matt had to go and just be the main characters, and they can't wait to see everyone else get to Mega as well, and they're hoping that Ty's okay, and it's glad to see that Leomon's not dead. Maybe he'll beat the Leomon curse. Maybe I still feel like he just came back because they wanted him to come back and they couldn't be bothered writing him a reason to have come back, so... that was a
they
thing.
definitely said at the time, I'm sure we'll see him again. I think we were expected to take it as a very Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure Kairi is still alive, so we don't have to worry about that plot point.
Yeah, I just wanted them to explain how he survived. Like, where did you go
Just
after
somehow.
the vortex?
What did you not get about somehow?
Just somehow he survived. I don't know. I'm gonna need you to get off my back on this thing. Like,
It's-
honestly.
It's not great, and I'm just assuming Millennium Mon will kill him. Either that, or I don't know, maybe we'll get another Dark Evolution before we're done.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had expected, was that he was being brought back so that they would have someone to kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened in Try.
Yeah, that happened. That keeps on happening.
Mhm.
Poor Leomon. Anyway, that's it for the comments and messages. Does anybody else have anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Let's wrap this up.
Alright, let's wrap this up. Alright, everyone, so you can join us next time for episode 50, The End, the Ultimate Holy Battle. Do we have any predictions besides what we saw in the preview or any of the screenshot previews that are also out there, and also the Digimon Encyclopedia?
It will be a battle, but it will not be neither ultimate nor holy, and certainly not of the...
No, I think there will be Ultimate Holy Digimon, though.
The Mega level, though.
Yeah, Mega and Ultimate at the same...
But
It depends on
Crunchyroll
which
one
turns
we're
into
using.
Mega. Crunchyroll also
in this
localized
case,
War
we're using
Greymon
the
as Greymon
Japanese
this
word
week.
for ultimate in both cases, but
Yeah, it was Kyukoku in the...
which is what
Island,
we're
isn't it?
actually getting at. Is I think it's just like hinting that it's an evolution episode without putting Godramon in the title, but then doing the
Except
analyzer.
we did in the encyclopedia.
Yep, good job.
Yeah, I wish they would not.
I wish they would
update
not.
the evolution.
It should have been the end of
evolution
next
levels
episode.
because it's
Or you know what I mean? Like,
no. I mean like no. I mean like in terms of the terminology used, I wish that they wouldn't use the English titles
Oh,
for them.
God,
Not
yes.
because I don't like the English titles, but because it's getting confusing.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, in any case, it is confusing that they use ultimate in the English terminology and in the
Yep.
Japanese terminology. I wish we just, like, I have started to use, and I know I've mentioned this before, I use perfect and then mega. Just because those are two unique levels. Just because everyone will know what I'm saying if I'm saying perfect. Everyone will know what I'm saying when I say mega.
Yep.
Nobody, if I say ultimate, you're going to say, okay, do you mean perfect or do you mean mega? Because every time I read
Exactly.
ultimate, I have to think about it. Like, is Toropiamon, that's an ultimate level. Is that ultimate or is that ultimate? It's
Yep.
perfect. It's much easier. But, yeah, so I don't really have any predictions other than the obvious things that are happening.
Yeah.
I've seen the extended preview, which is more than just the one at the end of the episode, so I know a little bit more. I'm not sure if anyone else has seen that,
I have not.
but things are going to happen. But yeah, so it's a thing that's happening. It's kind of weird that we're defeating. It seems by the episode title that we'll be defeating Millenniumon in this episode.
I
feel
am
like we
expecting that
only
we're
just
going to
encountered
win
him.
and then get a stronger version of Millenniummon, because that's kind of what Digimon does. Also, I think at some point we're going to get
I
about
think
5
this-
episodes of losing.
I think we're just going to defeat him this episode, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, we're just all
I have
showing up.
no
We're all
idea
going
what
to
you do
have.
with the rest of the show.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what maybe
So my
we're going
guess
to be
is-
digging more at the lore.
Mm,
If we dig at the lore, the show could be good.
if Leomon survives, it will be because we're going to do some kind of thing involving the war restarting. But I'm still expecting Millenniummon to survive the fight in some way, if only because that's literally Millenniummon's whole jam.
I just can't get over how big Leomon's nipples are.
Yeah.
That's my main takeaway, honestly.
Listen, Kings.
That's all I got. Any other predictions?
I think we might see our Fanimon as well.
I think they're going to
I
only
can't
give us
say
one
because
evolution
I-
per episode.
Because I know what's showing up in this
Yeah,
episode,
but
so I can't say.
Holy Digimon has special cases. And if a Fanimon doesn't show up here, I don't know where else it would come in.
I'm thinking just the one right after.
I still can't say.
I know, and that's fine. Anyhow,
Well, we know that we can presume that Godramon is showing up, but we
yeah,
also don't have Serafimon yet.
that's also true.
Might just have one or the other.
I'd be surprised if we didn't get at least one of the two of them to do both.
I would be surprised because the Colon Digivice had Serafimon in it.
Yeah. On the other hand,
Funnily enough, did not have
see...
Godramon in it.
I could potentially see them doing an evil Serafimon Millenniummon thing if we're doing more Frontier callbacks.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
because we've got Sephirothmon.
right, we've got Sephirothmon and Millenniummon, who is potentially going to survive as a spirit, as Millenniummon has done before, and need another body.
Yeah, do we have any other things to say?
Please no
I just want it to be
Apocalypse.
good. Please no Apocalypse. I mean, I know that that's for the next, 15 episodes after this one, presumably. But please, can we do something...
Just
if
please
we
don't.
just get 15 episodes of just lore.
Yeah.
The world is saved, now let's have some lore. Or even if we just did 02 for, a hot second.
Please do 02. That'd be so good, but we're not gonna.
But look, if we do 02 but it's only 15 episodes, that could be very good 02.
We could be. We're not doing that.
No. Oh, we're not, because we still need to get the ultimate level. Well,
We have
now I'm
so
saying
many more
we still have to
evolutions
get the mega
get through.
forms. Yes.
Which, means either
We do.
Millenniummon survives in some form, or we get a new big bad. And I'm hoping it's more Millenniummon, if only because Millenniummon already doesn't have a goal, and I don't need someone else to introduce to have no goals. I already have college
Yeah.
students for that.
God.
Oh, no. Anyway, so thanks for listening. And you cannot check out our link dump because there's still no website. But if you are listening to this in the future, we do have a website. So that's exciting. Future as in July, allegedly. So the Redbubble's linked in the description. And you can also contact us and stay updated. You can send us spam, which I've unsubscribed from and sent to my spam folder. So it's now looking pretty good. But please do not send any more. So you can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com. Or you can comment on this episode on our YouTube channel because I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. So if you haven't already, please give us a sub, a like, a comment, etc. What the people say.
Also,
So
please give
you
me
can
a
follow us
doll.
at TranslationMon. Yep. Oh no. Jeez.
Wow.
Jeez, alright. Anyway, moving past that, you can follow us at TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on LostinTranslationmon on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will, and also a discussion thread on the Digimon subreddit. We'd also appreciate any reviews on any podcast services and catchers that you can use, and if we find it, we'll read it out on the show. So that's exciting. You can also donate to Patreon, which linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to a listed Discord server, but there are higher levels of more rewards, like early episodes and raw episodes, where you can just hear us not being able to talk for the first 15 minutes of each episode, because and it's mainly me, to be honest. It's mainly me that can't put words out of my mouth. Anyway, so thank you to our current supporters on Patreon, Joe, Stephen Reeves, who is Wildwing64 on Archive Our Own, Kaidawashi, Chisai, who you can follow at Twitter at Chisai236, Kyle, Lismet, who is Electmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Metal Mamimon, Sam, Anthony, Keith from Gone While Hunting, a Hunter x Hunter Rewatch podcast, Silverhead Freak 25, Magnus, Lucas, JCmon05, Patrick, Jason, and Unwanted. You can also make a one donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. Look how I can say the word description now. Are y'all impressed? It's paypal.me/Edgemon. You can also donate to me on my coffee account, ko-fi.com/Edra. I know I stumbled a few words there, but I think I carried through like a champ, and that's what matters. So, thank you to my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, lovely guests today. So, first up, Quinn, where can we find you?
You can't. Except on the Moncast, occasionally. But we didn't record this week, so I don't know.
And also on this lit, of course.
Well, I assume if
Lit
they're
is
listening
out.
to me
This
say
is his
these
podcast.
words that they found me.
Well, just in case. Quinn's here. Yay.
I am, in
And
fact, here.
Evie, where can we find you?
On the Moncast, when I release episodes again.
Woo!
Yay!
We'll see when that is.
And we talk about Pokemon. And I love Pokemon. Pokemon is good. I like that. It's been not terrible lately, so I like that too. And Chloe, can we find you anywhere?
Y'all can find me on the LostinTranslationmon Discord server, where you can also see the commission that I had Chi make for the awful pun that I had.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
That was
the-
so good.
Hair.
That made my week. But it made my year, to be honest. That was pretty good.
Right? It was
Pretty good
so
is like
great.
an understatement. It was fantastic.
I
It was
know.
phenomenal.
I was very
Pun
happy.
nominal. Very good.
So, thank
So
you, Chi.
yeah, if you really like, if y'all like puns,
You
also
should
the Discord server is a good
to
place.
make puns.
Mhm.
Yeah, Chi loves puns, so puns are good. Commission Chi. Chi is good. I like that. Every pun, so good. Air fryer air, so good. I'm never over anything. Anyway, so of course, thank y'all for joining me, and thank y'all for joining us and listening to us talk about Digimon. There we are. I made the words come out eventually,
Woo!
and us probably saying vor about 50 times more than you probably expected to hear this evening. So anyway, thanks y'all for joining me, listening, and basically being here. Thank you. It's more than Digimon has ever done for us. Anyway, so thanks for listening, and we will see y'all next time. Bye!
Bye.